Welcome to Salt City Knits. I'm Emily, and this is a podcast all about my making life. And today I have a finished object and a few works in progress and some fun shop news to share with you. New collection of yarn and some patterns. So lots of fun things to talk about. And we're going to talk about books, which happens to go along with that new collection. So good things coming up. First of all, you can find all of my patterns on Ravelry. You can also find them on yarnbrary.com along with my yarn. And on Instagram, I am Salt City Knits and Yarnbrary. On Ravelry, I'm Salt City Knits. I think I've got everything. That was like the fastest I ever did that part. So it's been such a good couple of weeks. Lots and lots going on during those couple of weeks. We've started into a lot of big events for Heroic Youth. And I also shipped out the Founding Mothers summer sock boxes. And I love how they turned out. I'm going to do a very brief little video at the end of this episode. So if you want to see that, you'll want to stay to the end of the episode for that. If you don't want to see it, for example, if you've ordered it and you want to open your packages without any surprises or with surprises and not ruin the surprise, you'll want to skip that, but I'll announce it before I insert it. So if you want to see it, you can head on over there, but that was way, way fun to put together. I love putting these boxes together. So I'm just so happy with how it turned out, and I hope that everybody who ordered it really enjoys that box. I also have been working really hard on my health, continuing to work on that, and just feeling like things are going really well there. It's a long process. It's going to be years of this process. I mean, it's a lifetime of this process to take care of our bodies. But for me, with my weight loss aspect of my health, that's definitely going to take years to meet my goals. But I'm very happy with how things are going and really enjoying that. Also, I got this crazy idea and I started an Instagram specifically about my health journey. And so if you are interested in that at all and you have Instagram, you can follow me. I'm mgetsfit@50. So come and follow me and see the journey. It's a journey. The highs and the lows. It's mostly highs right now, which is great. I think that the hardest thing is just that continuing shift in my mindset about what health actually looks like, because I'm having to rewrite so many old ideas that I didn't even know were in there. Like, I logically didn't think these things, but they're still coming back to haunt me in my emotional reactions to things. So I think that comes from being a child of the 80s and the crazy diet culture that we had when we were that age. And those things happened when I was a preteen and a young teenager. And those little voices and negative, I call them programs, those negative things, default thoughts in my head are deeply ingrained without me even realizing it. So keep confronting things like that, keep unwriting them, unlearning, and really focusing on my whole body's health and my mental health, all of it, all as a package. And it's actually been so amazing. So it's now been 2 months since I started this, and I've lost 18 pounds, and I'm just rewiring my brain. I'm exercising and eating well, eating really good food, lots of food, and just really nourishing and really enjoying it. So yeah, it's kind of a fun thing, fun, exciting adventure that I'm on. All right, let's talk about my one finished object. You'll see why I only have one finished object when I show you my works in progress. got a little crazy. Not too bad, but anyway, I finally finished my son-in-law's, I was gonna say my son's, but my son-in-law, I think of him as my son, his second pair of socks this year. He is such a knit-worthy man, and he loves my hand knit socks. And so I finished this pair for him. And I knit these using Mayflower's sock yarn, and it's Jupiter. That's the color. And I think I still have one more set of these. I think I already knit maybe Mars, or maybe Mars is the one I still have. It's packed away in a tote somewhere with some of my extraneous yarns right now. But that is the yarn that I used. And I used about, I want to say these were 50-gram balls. I had two balls, and I'm pretty sure, in fact, here, let's weigh and find out. Pretty sure I had about 10 grams left of each one. Let's check. Exactly 10 grams left of each one. I've wound them together so they're both in this ball, which weighs exactly 20 grams. So I used 40 grams for each sock. And I knit these using a Chowgu 2.25 millimeter needle on 40-inch cable for magic loop. And I did the 72 stitch count size for his socks, 2x2 rib for 25 rows. Then I think 80-ish rows. I looked for the color change. So it was 80-ish rows for the leg, maybe even 85. Heel flap and gusset, and then knit his foot length. And these will fit a US men's size 12 wide foot. Yeah, definitely wide. So those socks can go to him now. I don't have like an occasion I'm knitting these for. I just feel like he deserves socks. He loves them. I think of all my family, him and my son Isaac are the ones who love my socks the most. My girls like them too, but they also don't tend to wear them as often as these guys do. But Isaac is in Texas right now, and it's 114 degrees where he is, 75% humidity. He is not interested in wool socks. Not at the time. So these will go to Michael, and I think he'll really like those. All right, now works in progress. I have a few. I think I've shown you this here. Let's see, let's talk about this one. I think I've shown you this one before. I did. I showed it last episode. This is going to be hard to show just because of the shape it is right now and how big it is. I'll just show it to you. I'm having very mixed feelings about it. I got this yarn at the Great Basin Fiber Arts Fair in April. And it is alpaca from Snowdrift Alpacas. It's 100% alpaca, and they mill it and dye it themselves. It's a lace weight yarn. Here's the label, Snowdrift Alpacas. And I bought 3 colors of this yarn. I think those colors are just beautiful. And it's a absolutely gorgeous, luscious, beautiful, beautiful base. Beautiful yarn. So soft. And I was inspired by my friend Sina, who knit the Windseeker Stola. And I had planned to do the exact same thing. And that's kind of what I'm going off of. I purchased the pattern, and then I don't know, I wasn't a huge fan of the way the pattern was written. So I have been modifying it. I used it as an inspiration, and then I've just been kind of coming up with my own thing. And it starts by knitting this, oh, it looks so pretty actually on screen. Maybe I like it more than I think I do. You knit a triangle, and then you put half the stitches on hold and then continue working on these stitches. And let's see, it comes out to form the square edge here. And of course, this is not blocked. And then you put this to the side and you knit a second one like this. But that one will kind of, the two edges will graft together. And so the other triangle will go this direction and then go off this way. Does that make sense? So it'll be mirrored. It'll look like that. And then they'll be grafted together along this line. I think that what I'm struggling with is that it's just messy looking. The stitches are really messy looking right now. And I think that there's this part of me that thinks it's just not going to turn out nicely. But when I look at it here, I think, oh, that's so lovely. And it's not blocked, so the blocking is going to open all this up. I hope that corner is not going to keep rolling like that. I hope that will block out as well. I mean, it's nice and square when I hold it up this direction. But you know, it's knit on a bias right here. So I think, I mean, I'm going to keep going with it. But I think there's just part of me that's a little trepidatious that maybe it's not going to turn out the way I want. And all I've done is I finished that first section and now I've just cast on this much of the second section. And I'm kind of just changing colors how I feel like as I go along. I thought these stripes were really fun, where I did the 3 kind of taupe ones and then a taupe blue taupe and then the 3 taupe stripes. Really hopeful that corner is going to block out and that it's not going to stay rolling like that. So that's where I am on that. I'm just starting on the second portion, like I said, right there. And the Windseeker Stola was an applied I-cord. I can see the reasons for that. Number one, you would get the same color of I-cord all the way around your project. Number two, where the graft line is going to go, I'm going to have to do some finagly stitches to make that, where the I-cords are going to meet, look nice. But I couldn't bring myself to do applied I-cord in this lace weight yarn around the circumference of something that large. I just didn't think I was going to enjoy it. So that may come back to bite me, but in the end, I am willing to take the gamble. I'm knitting this on, what size needle? Let's see if I can see. A US size 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter needle. The pattern, I believe, called for a US size 6, but the pattern was also designed for a mohair lace weight, which has a lot more halo than the yarn that I'm using. And so it's going to plump up and full up. And I think that that's going to, I mean, I think that works better on that size of a needle. I think the loose stitches, this is already on 2 needle sizes down. I would not, in fact, I cast it on originally with a 5, US 5, and it was too loosey-goosey for me. So I'm happy with I think I'm happy with the fabric that I'm going to get with the 4, as long as it just all blocks out beautifully. So yeah, that's where I am on my second part, just this little baby. So that's got some ways to go, but the yarn is just delightful, and that makes everything really enjoyable. When you're in love with the yarn, then it makes a project so much more enjoyable, doesn't it? All right, so that is work in progress 1. let's talk about work in progress number 2. Now this yarn I bought at the same time at the Great Basin Fiber Arts Fair. And I think I showed it to you last time as well. I don't remember if I had started this project last time, but I think I had. I'm pretty sure I had. I am knitting a cardigan. Let me pull this up, find the main page. Yes, I know I did show it. This is, where's my cover page? There it is. This is the Rosanna cardigan by Elizabeth Smith Knits. And it was designed for a sport weight linen blend. And that's what I'm working with here. This yarn is by So Happy Jane, and it's the Sustain base. And it is Silky Linen Sport. So it's 350 yards to 100 grams, and it's 50% superfine Shiniko Merino, 25% linen, and 25% silk. And it's lovely. It looks like this, very, very similar in color to the picture in the pattern, which I really think is fun. And it's got kind of a heathered look to it. And it's got kind of a little bit of a rustic feel to it because that linen, you know, that linen is going to soften up over time as it gets washed. And I have gotten quite a bit of the way. I want to make this a cropped cardigan. So I think I'm actually to the point, because I'm making it quite cropped, to where it is time to work the ribbing. And the only reason I haven't started that is I had this with me. I was working on this when I wasn't at home, and I didn't have a needle size down with me so I could start the ribbing. But it's got this little eyelet pattern down the front, and it's also along the back of the neck, which of course, you know, you'll see much better once it's blocked and has its button band, or not button band, neck band picked up. And it's just going to be short sleeved. Now this pattern is written as an A-line pattern, which I love. I make all my cardigans A-line, but because I'm making this a cropped cardigan, I did not do any of the increases on the side. I just kept it straight. And so, but I have a fairly strong suspicion I will be knitting this again. One of the things I like about this is the size range. It comes in, I think, 9 sizes, 10 sizes. So let's see if I can see what the measurements are. I have to track down my pages. I think they're out of order right now. Finished bust circumference with front bands overlapped. It goes from a 33-inch bust to a 60-inch bust. And that's that's at the bust, but then it has an A-line. So for anybody who's got larger hips than bust, you've got that built in, which is nice. So yeah, there's 10 sizes. I am knitting size 9, and I'm already thinking I probably should have done the 8. I didn't, but oh well. It'll be a little oversized. Maybe it won't be oversized when I finish it now, because if you remember, I did not swatch with this sweater. So we're going to be surprised together. So anyway, it's coming along really well. I'm just ready to, I'm only making it this long on the side, and then I'm going to do my ribbing. The whole idea of this is that it will be nice over dresses and skirts. I've been wearing lots of dresses already. I guess it's not officially summer yet, but we had Memorial Day here in the US. And for me, that means it's now summer. Also, it's almost 90 degrees today. So another reason that I say it's summer. And so, but I noticed that, you know, like if we're out in the backyard at night, still right now, it can get pretty cool. And also when I go to church, the air conditioning Now, don't get me wrong. I am a woman who can have a hot flash and want to just cozy right up to that air conditioner, like just hug it. But a lot of the times when I'm at church, the air conditioning, when it's just blowing right on you, it's freezing. And so having a linen sweater like this, just to keep the wind kind of off you, is nice. So I love the color. I think it's really pretty. And I'm really excited to see how the fabric changes as it's washed and that linen really softens up. I know it's kind of hard to really tell, but that's where it is right now. So that is coming along really well. All right. Now, I was trying to be disciplined and just knit those 2 projects. But then I finished Michael's socks and I needed a 3rd project. And this skein of yarn has been calling my name. I wanted to do something for Mermaid. And I have this yarn from, it's kind of getting messy, but this is from Candy Shop Yarns. And I wish you could see the sparkle in it. Maybe it's showing up a tiny bit, but it's very sparkly. This is from her Mermaid's collection. And this is called Seabed Sparkle. And I have a couple. I have 2 others from her Mermaid collection as well. And I don't remember. I think this one's like Mermaid's Kiss or something. I don't remember the names. I don't have labels. That's what happens sometimes when you're the sister of the yarn dyer. You get the yarn, but you might not get it labeled because you're too impatient to wait for it. You might call your sister and say, I want those. Can I come get them right now? And that's what happened to me. And that's why I don't have labels. It's not because of Deborah. It's because of me. But I have these 2 colors as well. And they're just so pretty. But I wanted to do something for Mermaid. And so I cast this one on. And I am knitting the Venezia shawl by Joji Locatelli. And it's so fun. And I've just been obsessively working on this. And I love how it's turning out. So I'm getting pretty close to where I will start decreasing. So you work your increases and then you work decreases and it comes back to a point. And this is going to be a gift. But it's so fun. It's got this lace pattern on the edge and then this ribbing with some twisted stitches in the middle. And again, the sparkle's not showing up on camera because sparkles never do, but it's super sparkly and it's just so fun and so pretty. I'm absolutely loving it. And I have this little stitch marker. I think this was it Hello Lavender Design? Is that what that is? I think that's what it is. I'll try and make a note of that. But I think it's just really pretty. So that has been the thing that I want to work on all the time. I'm just obsessive. I've been knitting. It's nice too once you get the lace repeat in your head and then you don't have to look at the chart or anything anymore. It works out nicely. So that's my current obsession. That's the back side of it. There's the front. It's just so pretty. And it's lovely. It's just a 1 skein shawl. So I weighed my yarn at the beginning. And then you basically knit until you've used just under half of your yarn, which I'm just about there. So I'm going to finish this repeat and then start decreasing so that you can use up as much of your skein as you can. And it's just so fun. And I love this because look, this is the bag that I have it in. And look how nicely that matches. Isn't that fun? It's a Christy Archer bag. So, and that has been delightful. Also, I have to show you this. My sister Deborah gave this to me, but look at this little Notions pouch that has this ribbon embroidered flower on it, and it's a remnant, like it's a piece from a quilt, a reclaimed piece from a quilt. So it's just a happy blue and pink moment going on here. And that is what I have on the needles. So basically the whole thing is that if you keep on casting more projects on, then you don't necessarily finish all the ones you already had. At least not as quickly. And yet I am just okay with that. It's fine. We're doing fine. All right, let's talk about some shop news. So first off, I sent out May's Shire colorway just last week. And so if you ordered the Shire colorway, close your eyes. And if you haven't opened your package yet, they should be to everybody now. But if for some reason you don't have it or you haven't opened it yet, close your eyes. And so here's what it looks like. And the theme of it is Merry and Pippin. And that was a really fun one to dye. And the picture's gone now, so you can look again. And so we have June's listing that is now up for the June Shire Club. And the color for that one, I have to look at my list. I just drew a blank. 1 second. Sorry about that. So the colorway for June is Rosy Cotton Dancing. And that will ship out on June 25th, on or before June 25th. So the listings are now in my shop for the Shire colorway. We will also have a new colorway for the Shop Around the Corner collection, but I did not get it finished in time to show you today, so I will have to show it next time. But you could also keep an eye on my Instagram page or on my website, yarnbrary.com, if you want to find that before my next episode comes out. So that will be coming up. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that the Lake Point shawl, which is this shawl right here, this pattern is coming out on Saturday, which is May 31st. And my test knitters have made some absolutely beautiful examples. And they've been just so delightful. They're so talented and wonderful to work with. So this shawl is designed to use a sock set. So it uses 100 grams of a main color and 20 grams of a contrast color. And you want to make sure that your yarn has a very minimum of 400 yards to 100 grams. And you will probably use every single tiny little bit of that. Especially of your mini skein. So if you're a loose knitter or you don't want to check gauge, you may want to have 2 mini skeins on hand. So far, all my testers have made it out of 1, but I know that one of them, it got down to like 3 inches. So that was very close, but that pattern is coming out on the 31st of May and will be on Ravelry and at yarnbrary.com. And also my Jordan River socks, which again were my socks for my Easter box, which was the Holy Week box, that pattern is now available. It's on Ravelry, it's on yarnbrary.com as well, and on Etsy. All my patterns are also on Etsy, just a heads up there too. And this is the lace pattern for this sock. And that's the Jordan River socks. That pattern is now out as well. So if you're looking for things to do for summer sock camp this year, there's lots of sock patterns available, including Jordan River. I have also got It's a Wonderful Life Christmas Countdown sock set boxes still available. And there is a link in the description box of this video to fill out the form for that. Those are not on my website, so you can only find them by following that link in that description box. Or you can send me a message and I will get it to you. Just yarnbrary@gmail.com. You can send me an email and I can send that out to you to fill out as well. Now I have a new collection. I keep looking because I thought I had my yarn sitting right here, but I'm actually going to post pictures for you right here instead. So one of the things I always want to do as soon as I start to feel like it's summer, basically as soon as I'm in a point where I have fans going in the house a lot because of the temperature, somehow this triggers this in me that it's time for the good summer mystery beachy reads, right? Beach reads with a little romance, a little bit of mystery, all thrown in together, and I just crave it. And so I've decided to put together a collection of beach reads. So this is my beach reads collection. It is 4 colorways and they form a beautiful fade, or you can get them individually. And the first, you can see them all together here. So the first book is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. And that is one of my very favorite books. I absolutely love it. I've only read it twice. The first time I read it, I enjoyed it. The second time I read it, I loved it, like so much. And I'm actually saving that one because I don't want to read it quite yet because then it will be over. But I am going to reread that one. And then the second one is one that I just finished, and it's called The Lake House by Kate Morton. And this one definitely had various levels of mystery. There were like 2 or 3 different mysteries happening within this book. And it takes place all the way from the 30s to kind of present day. I mean, it's probably like early 2000s, but kind of present day, and kind of different women's stories all pulled together. And there's romance, intrigue, just really interesting. It was a really interesting read, and I really enjoyed that one. And so that's the second one that I'm doing. And I love this colorway, this kind of combination of peach and lavender kind of put together. And then the third book is The Shell Seekers by Rosamund Pilcher. And I haven't actually read this one yet. This is the one of the 4 that I haven't read yet. So I just got a notification right before I started to record that my library now has this available for me. So I'm excited to grab that and read that one as soon as I'm done with the one I'm reading right now. But I did read last year Coming Home by Rosamund Pilcher and absolutely loved it. It was so good. So I'm really looking forward to reading The Shell Seekers, which I'm pretty sure is her most famous of her books. But she's a prolific author, and I'm excited to read this one. And then the final one is actually the book I'm rereading right now, which is The Survivors by Jane Harper. I talked quite a bit about Jane Harper books a couple of years ago when I first discovered them. And I started with this book, and then I read her series that starts with The Dry. And these all take place in Australia. And this one is it's a standalone and just really good. It's got lots of atmosphere, and it's kind of moody and retrospective and really interesting. So these are my beach reads that I selected for this collection. And I'd love if anybody wants to read along with me with any of these books, to join me with that kind of read along as well. But I also just love the colors that I created here. This will be available either in a 4-skein fade or individually as they are shown just in each individual color. So you can purchase them either way, and they're available in the shop right now as well. So I love those new colors. I can't wait. I really want to knit another Venezia shawl probably, because I've been absolutely obsessed with that one. And so that very well may be one of the ones I cast on, but I'm not sure yet. I also want to knit some more socks, so we'll see. Or I'll find something completely different. I'm kind of in this 1-skein shawl mood. So I might knit a mill haul. I don't know. There's just so many So many options, so many choices. So I think that's all the shop news, which is good. We've got Shire, we've got It's a Wonderful Life Christmas boxes, 2 patterns coming up, and the new collection. So I think that's a good amount of progress right now. So that is everything I have for you today. I again encourage you, if you're interested in joining me in reading any of those 4 books, that would be super fun. I'd love to hear your comments if you have read any of them, but no spoilers, please, especially for the Shell Seekers. That's the only one of the 4 that I haven't read yet. And also, if you are interested in following along with my health journey, to come over to Instagram and follow mgetsfit@50. That would be delightful. And I will talk to you all very soon. For just a reminder, I am going to put my little outro, thanks for watching sign. And then after that is going to be the really brief video of the Founding Mothers sock box, if you're interested in seeing that. So you can stick around for that if you'd like to. And I hope you all have so much fun with all of your making, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.